The cameras hadn't even started rolling when the noise of notifications filled the hallway. Ping, ping, ping. Every sound came from the same person, a tall, blonde woman standing near the courtroom door, holding her phone at arm's length, lips pursed into a perfect influencer pout. Her screen was live on TikTok, followers pouring in by the hundreds. "Okay, besties," she whispered into the camera, "we're about to go in. Like literally, this is gonna break the internet." Her name was Karen Lewis, 28 years old, self-proclaimed lifestyle guru, and a woman who believed every public space was just a backdrop for her brand. She had built her entire online empire on attitude, the half-smile, the mock sincerity, the line, "If they don't like it, they can scroll." What she didn't know was that in about 20 minutes, scrolling wouldn't save her. Karen was suing her former friend, Chloe Danvers, another small-time influencer who had once appeared in Karen's fashion haul videos. The fight was over a silver ring, a sponsorship piece Karen claimed was worth $20 lent to Chloe for a brand collab. Chloe said it was a gift. In most cases, that sort of petty dispute would be forgotten in a week. But Karen saw something else: content. She announced to her followers that she was taking her fake friend to Judge Judy, promising real-life drama and real-world karma. Her followers loved it. Comments exploded. "Drag her, queen behavior, we stan a woman who fights back." When producers confirmed her appearance, Karen treated it like an awards show invitation. New outfit, lashes, and a ring light portable enough to fit in her bag. To her, this wasn't about justice, it was another collab. Inside the studio courtroom, staff reminded the audience about the usual no recording policy, but Karen didn't hear them. She had her phone tucked inside a purse with the lens peeking through a zipper gap. Her followers were watching live, commenting hearts and laughing emojis. "Okay guys, I'm like literally sitting down now," she whispered. "Wish me luck." Across the aisle, Chloe kept her head down. She looked nervous, smaller somehow, as if the fluorescent lights had turned her into a shadow. Then the door opened, a bailiff's voice echoed. "All rise." The air shifted. Judge Judy Shainlin entered, posture straight, expression unreadable, the kind of presence that commands silence without raising her voice. Karen grinned at her phone. "Here she is, the icon herself," she whispered. That whisper was all it took for the judge's eyes to find her. "Put the phone away," Judy said without looking at her notes. Karen froze, smile still half-formed. "Oh, it's just TikTok live, Judge, they love you." The courtroom chuckled. Judy didn't. "I said put the phone away." Her tone wasn't loud, but it landed like a gavel. Karen blinked, hesitated, then reluctantly dropped the phone into her purse. The live chat erupted. "What happened? Did Judy just call her out? OMG, keep filming." Karen mouthed silently, "I'll be right back." The case began. "Miss Lewis," Judge Judy said, "you're suing for $2,000 for what you describe as a ring you lent to the defendant for a social media collaboration. Is that correct?" "Yes, Your Honor." "And Miss Danvers, you're saying the ring was a gift?" "Yes, ma'am, she said I could keep it for helping with promotion." Judy folded her hands. "Let's get to the facts. Miss Lewis, did you have a written agreement?" Karen's confidence flickered. "Well, no, but we had a DM conversation." "Show me." Karen pulled out screenshots printed on glossy paper, her username highlighted in pink. Judy read them silently. The message said, "You can keep it, babe, it looks better on you anyway. Love ya 3. Judy looked up. "That sounds like a gift." Karen leaned forward. "It's sarcasm, we joke like that online, you have to understand influencer culture." The judge raised an eyebrow. "No, what I understand is English, you said she could keep it, that's a gift." The audience murmured. Karen's cheeks flushed the color of her manicure. She tried to recover. "But Your Honor, I told my followers it was sponsored. I had to make it look like a gift for the brand, but it was still mine." "So you lied to your followers?" Judy asked. Karen froze. "It's marketing." "It's deception," Judy replied flatly. "You told the world one thing and your friend another. You can't expect the court to enforce a secret narrative that you created for clicks." Karen opened her mouth, then closed it. She looked around, waiting for sympathy. None came. In the back, Chloe's lawyerless silence felt louder than any defense. Then Judy leaned back. "Let's talk about your little live stream." Corinne's heart dropped. That was just, I didn't mean any harm. Miss Lewis, my courtroom is not your stage. You are here under the rules of law, not the algorithms of TikTok. I just wanted my fans to see justice. Judy gave a half smile, the kind that never reached her eyes. No, you wanted them to see you, there's a difference. The room went still. For a brief moment, Corinne's mask slipped. The confident influencer expression melted into something small, almost frightened. Judy continued, her tone precise. When you treat this place like a performance, you disrespect not only the defendant but the idea of truth itself. Do you understand? Corinne nodded slowly. Good, now tell me again why you think this was alone. Corinne fumbled for words. She tried to reconstruct her narrative, but the more she spoke, the less sense it made. Every sentence contradicted something she had posted publicly. Judy pointed to one of the printed screenshots. You posted this the day after you gave her the ring, giving my bestie a sparkle upgrade. That's you, correct? Yes, but... No, but you gave it, you bragged about giving it. You told 200 people you gave it, then you came here asking for it back. That's not generosity, that's greed. The audience let out a soft ooh. Corinne's throat tightened. But she forced a small laugh, the kind that influencers use when a joke bombs on live stream. Oh my God, Your Honor, you make it sound so bad, she said, eyes darting to the audience for sympathy. No one laughed. Judge Judy's stare could have frozen lava. That's because it is bad, Miss Lewis. The silence stretched. You could hear the hum of the studio lights, the faint shuffle of someone crossing their legs in the back row. Corinne shifted in her seat, fingers twisting the strap of her designer purse like it was a lifeline. Judy tapped the stack of printouts. You said you're a social media influencer. Tell me what that means. Corinne brightened a little, finally something she knew. Well, I build communities online. I create content that inspires women to be confident, fashion. Lifestyle self-worth. Self-worth, Judy cut in. You're suing your friend over a ring you bragged about giving away. The audience chuckled again. Corinne's smile trembled. Judy continued, her tone razor-sharp but steady. You see, Miss Lewis, self-worth doesn't come from likes, it comes from truth, and from what I see here, the only thing you're influencing is vanity. That landed like a punch. Corinne felt her cheeks burn. With all due respect, Judge, you don't understand social media. It's not vanity, it's business. Engagement means survival. I have bills, I have. Then maybe get a job that doesn't depend on deceiving people, Judy interrupted. You treat your followers like currency, you bring them here like trophies, and now you expect this court to validate your illusion. Corinne blinked hard. She could feel her mascara threatening to betray her. Somewhere inside, she was calculating how bad this would look if someone leaked the episode early. Across the aisle, Chloe's eyes glistened. She wasn't gloating, just watching, almost saddened. When she finally spoke, her voice was soft but steady. I didn't want any of this, she said. She told me to wear the ring for her brand video. I did it because she said it would help both of us. Then when the video went viral, she started calling me fake friends for stealing her spotlight. I tried to talk to her, but she just posted more videos. Judy turned to Corinne. Is that true? Corinne hesitated. I was angry. So you weaponized your audience, Judy finished for her. You turned a disagreement into a public shamming campaign. Corinne's throat constricted. I didn't mean to. You didn't mean to, but you did. Millions of people saw your words. Do you know what happens when you unleash a mob online? Corinne shook her head slowly. They destroy people, Judy said, each syllable crisp. You brought your followers to court today and maybe you thought they'd protect you, but the law doesn't care about followers, it cares about facts. For the first time, Corinne looked small. The confident influencer facade faded into a nervous young woman caught in her own echo chamber. Judy flipped another page. Here's something else, your sponsorship contract. It says the ring was provided to you by Vero Jewels for promotional purposes. It also says that if the item is transferred to another person, ownership transfers with it. Did you read that part? Corinne's eyes widened. I guess I didn't see that line. You didn't see it because you didn't look, Judy said. You were too busy looking at yourself. The audience gasped softly. Corinne's voice cracked. I just wanted to be respected. People think influencers are stupid. I wanted to show that we can stand up for ourselves. Judy softened slightly, her tone cooling but still firm. Standing up for yourself doesn't mean stepping on others. You could have called your friend, you could have apologized. Instead, you turned a friendship into a spectacle. Karen blinked fast, trying to keep her tears from spilling. The bailiff shifted his weight, clearly uncomfortable. Even the camera crew seemed quieter than usual. Miss Danvers, Judy said, turning to Chloe, do you still have the ring? Yes, Your Honor, Chloe replied, pulling a small velvet box from her pocket. She opened it, revealing the silver ring glinting under the fluorescent lights. Would you be willing to return it? Chloe nodded. Yes, I don't want it anymore, I just want this to be over. Judy nodded back. That's the difference between you and her. You came here to end the drama, she came to film it. Karen closed her eyes. A tear slipped down, black with mascara. The judge lifted her gavel but didn't strike. Here's my ruling. The defendant returns the ring voluntarily. The plaintiff's claim for $2,000 is dismissed, and Miss Lewis? Karen looked up, hope flickering that maybe it was over. You're lucky I can't fine you for wasting this court's time. The gavel came down, thud. The sound echoed through the room like a closing door. Karen sat frozen. For the first time in years, there was no camera lens between her and consequence. The audience started murmuring again, not cruelly, but with that quiet disbelief you hear when arrogance finally collapses into silence. The bailiff motioned for them to stand. Judy left the bench, robes sweeping like a curtain call. Karen stayed seated, her hands trembled as she opened her purse. Her phone screen blinked, dozens of missed messages, her live stream long ended by staff. Comments still flooded in. What happened? Why did it cut? Did you win? For the first time, she didn't have an answer. When they walked out into the hallway, Chloe paused by the vending machines. Karen, she said softly, you don't have to keep doing this. Karen looked at her, eyes red. Doing what? Performing. You could just be. Karen tried to laugh, but it came out like a cough. If I stop performing, I disappear. Then maybe disappearing for a while is the best thing you could do. Karen said nothing. The hallway seemed suddenly enormous, its echoes too honest. Later that night, she opened TikTok out of habit. Her notifications were still exploding, screen recordings of the episode teaser, hashtags trending, Judge Judy, Karen gets served, influencer karma. She scrolled in silence. The clips weren't edited like her content, they were raw, her face shocked, tear-streaked, defeated, replayed again and again. The comment sections were merciless, instant justice. She finally got humbled. This is why Judy's the GOAT. She stared until her own reflection on the darkened screen replaced the videos. Maybe she thought Chloe was right, maybe she did need to disappear. That night Karen drafted one last post. Hey everyone, I've been thinking a lot about what happened. Maybe I lost more than a case, maybe I lost myself. I'm taking a break from social media. Be kind to each other. She hit post, then powered off her phone. Outside her window, the city lights flickered like thousands of tiny cameras. For once, none of them were pointed at her. Karen woke the next morning to silence. No notifications, no pings, no fan edits waiting for her approval. Her phone battery had died overnight and the black screen on her nightstand looked strangely peaceful, like a window into stillness she hadn't known in years. For a while she just sat there listening to the faint hum of traffic outside. Then habit took over. She reached for the phone, plugged it in, and watched as the screen came to life. The numbers hit her first. Hundreds of messages, thousands of mentions. But the tone was different now. Instead of praise, the comments burned. Judge Judy cooked you. Not a queen anymore. Maybe think before you sue your friends next time. A lump formed in her throat, she scrolled faster. Trying to find even one kind message, anything that sounded like forgiveness. But the internet had moved on. Her followers, once loyal, were now dissecting every second of the episode, every pause, every expression, every tear. And for the first time, Karen realized she wasn't trending, she was trending for the wrong reason. She dragged herself into the kitchen, made coffee she didn't drink, and stared at the ring light leaning against the wall. It looked ridiculous in the daylight, a plastic halo that no longer fit. Her phone buzzed again, a text. It was from Chloe. Hey, saw the episode aired, hope you're doing okay. Karen's fingers hovered over the keyboard. What could she possibly say? That she was sorry, that she'd been wrong, that the woman she'd mocked on camera had turned out to be the only person still capable of kindness. She typed 3 words. I deserved it. Then deleted them. Then typed again. Thank you. She hit send. Later that afternoon, Karen went for a walk, no makeup, no phone camera, just a hoodie, sunglasses, and quiet. Every few steps, she half expected someone to recognize her, to point and whisper, "That's her, the one from Judge Judy." But no one did. She passed a small park where 2 teenagers were filming a dance video. The ring light glowed white in the sun, their laughter echoing through the air. It should have made her jealous. Instead, it made her smile, a tired, honest smile. She sat on a bench nearby and watched them rehearse, realizing that what she'd lost wasn't fame, it was perspective. That night, she opened her laptop and started writing, not a script, not a post, just words. There's something strange about seeing yourself through someone else's truth. I thought Judge Judy was humiliating me, but maybe she was saving me. She saw through the filters, the hashtags, the fake empowerment slogans. She saw the person I stopped being a long time ago. Karen paused, stared at the screen, then she kept typing. I'm not quitting social media, I'm just starting over. This time no ring lights, no scripts, just real things even if they're small. She hit save, not post save. It was the first time in years she'd written something she didn't share. A week later, a package arrived at her door, no return address. Inside was the silver ring, the same one from the courtroom, and a folded note. It looked better on you anyway, see. Karen smiled faintly, this time the words weren't sarcasm. She placed the ring on her desk beside her laptop, not as a prop, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. The reminder that truth once lost can be found again, but never through a camera lens. A month passed, the outrage faded, the hashtags stopped trending, her follower count dropped by half, but the ones who stayed were different. They didn't ask for drama, they asked for honesty. So she gave it to them. Her next upload began in a darkened room, her face half lit by a small lamp. No music, no edits, just her voice. Hi, I've been gone for a while. A lot of you probably saw what happened on Judge Judy. Yeah, that was me. I was angry, I was proud, I was wrong. And honestly, I deserved everything, she said. I built this image of being perfect, but that image cost me real people. My friend, my peace. Maybe this isn't the kind of content that gets millions of views, but it's real, and that's where I'm starting. She smiled, not the practiced, influencer kind, the human kind. The comments filled slowly this time. We all make mistakes. Glad you're back. Judge Judy humbled you, and I respect that. Karen closed her eyes and let out a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. For the first time, silence didn't scare her. Weeks later, someone sent her a clip from another episode of Judge Judy, a moment where the judge said, "People learn the hard way that truth doesn't need a filter, it just needs courage." Karen replayed it 3 times, each time it hit differently. She smiled to herself. Yeah, she whispered, I learned. One evening, she took the ring from the desk and slid it onto her finger, not for a photo, not for a post, but for herself. The metal was cold, grounding, real. Then she opened her window and let the city sounds drift in, sirens, laughter, wind. The world kept moving, uncaring and beautiful. Her phone buzzed, a message from Chloe again. Dinner tomorrow, no cameras, promise. Karen laughed softly and typed back. Deal. She set her phone face down. The light from her lamp flickered once, catching the ring's reflection not as sparkle for followers but as something simple, redemption. The kind that doesn't trend. The kind that lasts.